Well, here's our look ahead to Friday's key events. A fairly quiet end to the week after three major central bank meetings in the past couple of days. Results from the Royal Bank of Scotland, though, will be closely watched. The British bank braced for a LIBOR rigging fine, according to CEO Stephen Hester. New details from court documents and sources close to the scandal suggest RBS was one of three major European banks heavily involved in rigging rates. Newspaper reports today suggest government ministers have held discussions about a full nationalisation of RBS. Top officials apparently exasperated by banks' reluctance to lend. But it's understood the talks have stalled amid a lack of support from the Treasury. Well, other results of note come from Allianz. Profit at the German insurer expected to be up by a fifth to nearly 1.2 billion euros. And Dexia, two Chinese equity funds reportedly close to buying the stricken Franco-Belgian group's asset management arm as part of plans to dismantle its activities. On the economic front, it's the service sector's turn to get the PMI treatment. Investors looking for any sign that Europe's economies aren't in recession or heading there. In the US, it's non-farm payrolls day once again. Job growth likely to have picked up only slightly in July, not enough to change expectations of more help from the Fed to stimulate growth. In world news, the British Prime Minister David Cameron will meet his Russian counterpart Dmitry Medvedev while he's in London taking in some Olympic events. Efforts to smooth long-strained ties will be complicated by deep differences over Syria. And day 7 of the Olympics, of course, tomorrow. British eyes on the rowing, where Catherine Granger hopes to turn 3 silvers finally into gold in the women's double scull. In the velodrome, Team GB will battle it out with Australia in the women's keirin and the men's team pursuit. And the athletics begins. Kenya expected to sweep the board in the women's 10,000 metres. Well, that's our look ahead to Friday. I'm Nigel Stevenson. This is Reuters.